Hi, Sagittarius. It's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have another cool reading. This reading is loosely based on the Pisces full moon. It's a partial lunar eclipse. Yeah, that's what it is. And that is on the 17th and the 18th, right? Depending where you live. I feel like here in the States it's on the 17th. I'm doing a full video on that on my other channel that I will be putting up next week on Monday. I'll be doing that video. But for now, we can talk just briefly about it because I have said that, right? And so Pisces for you, Sagittarius, will be in your fourth house of emotional foundation. It can be family. It can be your tribe. It is anything that nurtures you. And Pisces is already an emotional sign, and it's this lunar eclipse, this full moon will be in Pisces, and now when we have it in your fourth house of that is your emotions. The fourth house is basically the house of emotional support or emotional structure, your emotional support system, and it's going to be very emotional for you. This is what I'm saying. At least for a day or two, right? Because the moon will move out of your fourth house very quickly. Yes, and so because the moon moves very quickly, it changes signs every 2.5 to 3 days. That's how that works. Yeah. And so also, affecting that will be, and then Pisces, the full moon itself, will be, yeah, Venus, excuse me, will be in your 11th house. There we go. Because we're going to have a trine with Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter is your ruling planet. So Jupiter is in your 7th house of relationships. It will trine Venus, which will be in your 11th house of hopes and gains. So you might have a new relationship coming or one coming together or something like that. It looks really lucky for you. Jupiter does represent luck, and this is the great benefic, right? Providing benefits. That's really what that means, or something beneficial. And there are other things involved. But when we see a trine, other things that are not so, not every planet offers greatness, right? No, every planet has its kind of higher and lower energy, of course, because that's what the universe is based on. The higher self, the lower self, it's just all on energy. But with the trine, it makes things much easier for you, the trine, or for, a trine for anybody. But the Jupiter trining, it's really Venus trining Jupiter. It's really what it is. And when we see that, Venus will be in your 11th house of hopes and wishes. So something really good could happen for you. And I'll talk more about that in my video next week on my other channel, Divine Soul Astrology. So let's get into this and let's see. It sounds really good for you, though, Sagittarius. And I will talk about that in the Capricorn. For Capricorn, be in a little different for Capricorn in every sign. Let's see what we have, though. And this is the Enchanted Love deck. It is Generosity, Six of Pentacles. So this can talk about that for you, Sagittarius. This can talk about all that astrological kind of climate, or the transits I was talking about with the full moon, and also the which is a lunar eclipse. Yeah, and that will be a supermoon as well. So that means that the sun will be at its closest proximity to the earth. Uh, wow. Yeah. And so very interesting, right? That's what they call that. And yeah. And so here we have the Six of Pentacles, Six of Gems. And this is generosity. And that definitely could take place for you because of what I have just said. Yeah. And now we have strength. And here she is. And, she looks like she's Florence Nightingale. I feel like she's probably supposed to be that. She's wearing kind of like this nurse hat. And good for her because she did have major courage. I never read much about Florence Nightingale, but I feel like she was helping a lot of these soldiers, yeah, in the war, help heal them. And this is understanding. Really interesting how we call strength understanding, right? And strength is understanding, or because we could say that understanding is strength as well. Because when you fully understand yourself, you will stand in your power. When you fully understand other people, you will either support them or you will look at it from a place of self-mastery, which is all understanding. And strength is self-mastery. Yeah, it is, right? And we can call strength, You're able to leap tall buildings at a single bound, Sagittarius, and and rip up that oak tree in your front yard, right? Because it's making your windows fall out, right? By your front door. But hey, this is not usually about physical strength. It's usually about emotional strength. That's what that's about. And let's see what else we have. Yeah, and let's see what we have for you guys, for Sagittarius. And we also have the sun. Yeah, and that is strength as well. The sun shines its, beautiful rays and brings warmth, leadership, courage. That's what the sun is about. Success. And here we have support. That's what they are calling that. So you have generosity, understanding, and support. And this it doesn't have to do with a relationship necessarily. No, this could be that you have raised your vibration here. You have, and you are, and your higher self with these, because these are higher self cards, right? Generosity, understanding, and support. Maybe there's a Leo in your life. There could be, because these are both Leo cards, right? And the number 8 is always about power. Here's the infinity glyph here, and here we have the sun is, and the 8s are power, change, growth, progress, and the 19 is really, we can call it a 20. We can, because a 2 is about choices, can be about 2 people, but we can also call it a 10. 9 and 1 is 10. We can call it that if you want, and that's a completion, right? Something is completing itself here with this kind of self-mastery going on for you, Sagittarius. All right, yeah, let's see what we have. Let's use these cards. These are romantic type cards. They are. We have emotional freedom. Look at that. So like if you've been holding on to something, right, emotional freedom, you've been holding on to something and you've let it go because you have complete understanding of yourself, right? Know thy spirit, right? And it's the most important thing, right? How can we move through life if we don't even know ourselves, right? Because we'll be doing things that we don't like, or why did I do that? And right, so once you know yourself, you are your own best support system because you are making the right choices, right? And yeah, interesting. So emotional freedom, maybe you let something go, because here is Pegasus, right? And here's the owl, because this is wisdom, emotional freedom. It does take wisdom, typically, for sure. Everything does, right? I was just referring to that. Here's the bunny. The bunny is about fertility. And so, yeah, very interesting. And I feel like you have some type of emotional freedom here. You let something go, probably. But this is a 4. It's a 13. And that is based on your emotional security or your emotional support system. And here it is next to support. So, this is a great reading for whether or not you're in a relationship or not. It just is. And let's see what else we have. Let's see what these angels are talking about. Let's get one more card from this deck here for Sagittarius. We have forgiveness. All right, so emotional freedom. Forgiveness allows emotional freedom. Yeah, I just got off the phone with a Sagittarian who was kind of feeling the same thing, or yeah. And so once you forgive somebody, you are emotionally free, right? You're not locked in judgment. And when I say that, when we pass judgment on somebody else, right? It's easy to do in a way, right? Until you kind of reach a place, right? Even if you are correct and that person has been wrong, you're still holding yourself in judgment yourself, right? In the Catholic Church, they call this, I'm not Catholic, but I'm just comparing showing the kind of, maybe it's a little bit of comparing, but with, organized religion, they call it purgatory. Like, I used to be in the church somewhat, and we weren't like that. No, we weren't like about even talking about that, because forgiveness, but not about purgatory, right? Which is a place that is in hell, right? And so, but when you stay in a place where you are not forgiving somebody, you are in your own type of hell, because you're holding a grudge and you're carrying resentment, and yeah. And maybe somebody is forgiving themselves here, and that is emotional freedom. I forgive myself, and that's the card here. I am forgiven. So let's see, Sagittarius. I hope you forgive me, right, for talking very freely here, right? Let's see what we have here. I'm the Sag too, so we do tend to talk freely, and we sometimes have to be careful, because not everybody's ready to hear what Sagittarius has to say. No, they're not always ready to hear that. Let's see what we have, though, for you guys. And I can tell this is going to be a good reading. Yeah, maybe somebody got hurt here. Emotional freedom and forgiveness. They could have got hurt, or they could have hurt you, right? And we always have to forgive ourselves. Yeah, and we even have to forgive ourselves for judging other people. We do, and that's kind of, it's interesting, right? But they are usually doing the best they can. That's why they think they think that what they've done is okay, and it could be horrible, right? They think people always work with what the best that, right? They're always working in the best way they know. And let's see, we have the Sun card showing up here. Beautiful energy in this reading. Yeah, beautiful. A lot of wisdom here. And so here is the child with the red flag. Somebody could have maybe had a breakthrough here, and they're like breaking free, and they are maybe emotionally freeing themselves by allowing forgiveness, right? But there is support and understanding, which completely leads to that. Let's see what we have. And somebody could be giving. Maybe you want to give to something, Sagittarius, because you realize something here. Right? Here's the Ten of Swords. The Sun and the Ten of Swords can be clearly about, I see the light, and maybe it took something really harsh to wake me up, Ten of Swords. And that's how it works, right? Right? The Easter Bunny doesn't come and bring you something very nice, and this is how you awaken, or how you become wiser. It doesn't work like that, right? And it works with pain and suffering. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, wow, right? Or at least some type of discomfort, right? We can't move forward without some form of discomfort. And judgment. Yeah, see, interesting here. And judgment is forgiveness. It is, especially in this reading, because it talks about a few things. We're going to cover this man's derriere. Do they call that? Would they call that for a man too? For some reason, I don't think so, but maybe. And so let's see. We have judgment, the angel. We have the chariot, right? This is the Olympian here, and then we have the sun. So we have all this power here, spiritual power from the angel, and the Olympian here is I'm going with the universe. I'm going, and let me get in my vehicle, my driving force of my life, and go do something, and or have something, or just move forward. And remember, the chariot in the traditional deck is a number 7, and 7 is about, I've thought long and hard about it. It's about assessment. And in this reading, it is about deep assessment, really going deep about what is important. That's why we have emotional freedom, right? Somebody kind of released their own chains. It looks like maybe you've done it. Maybe you're forgiving somebody else, though. This can be about a few things. This could be about a couple. This can be about you want forgiveness from somebody, but you are forgiving yourself as well, right? And those come together. We have the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, so we have a completion here already, right? We know that. Excuse me. And this forgiveness is a number 14, so this is a 5. This is a difficult time. There's a difficulty attached to forgiveness, and because of that 5, yeah, and so here we have the Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, a completion. This is another completion here, and judgment is a major completion. Judgment is rebirth. It's an awakening. It's forgiveness. It could be another chance, right? It can be a major transformation. It can be a difficult transformation. It just depends. Because remember, these people were dead. And so in a way, we can say that their life maybe was hell, kind of. I don't really like to use hell, but, he's waking them from the dead, right? Because I don't really believe in hell. We can live in it here on earth, but I don't really believe in it in the afterlife. No, I don't. But this is just kind of a depiction, right? And so somebody could have suffered, or they passed judgment on themselves, or they have passed judgment on somebody else. Somebody could have judged you in this reading, Sagittarius. They might have judged you, and now they have a complete understanding. That could be going on in this reading. And so here, look at these major cards in the root. This is so major here. The mindset is major. It's judgment. And and we have a couple repeaters here. Let's get a card on the Ten of Swords for you guys. And we have the Hermit. Okay. So here he is, and he might be Virgo. He may be, he may be anybody, but this is spiritual growth. And that's what emotional freedom is about. It's spiritual growth, right? Yeah, it is, definitely. And so we have the Chariot. We'll get a card on that. I want to see what this brings up. Justice. Look at these cards. Look at these, all majors except the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a major card anyway. It's a completion, and it shows some type of ending, or a terrible growth, like somebody went through some really hard growth here. It can be betrayal as well. We know that about the Ten of Swords. It can be backstabbing, right? And sometimes we backstab ourselves with self-sabotage. Yes, we do. I mean, that could have happened here. It happens a lot, right? It just does. And once we have this understanding with this strength and self-mastery, we never do that again. No, we don't. And yeah, and that's why sometimes the school of hard knocks is the best school. It is, right? All the best healers have suffered. If you study the spiritual leaders or people in the spiritual community, they all say, I suffered. Yes, they all say that in order to grow and raise my consciousness. That's how it is. It's almost like an initiation where, kind of like, you get beat up or something, right? And you're like, well, okay, fine. But, I wouldn't suggest that one, right? So here's Justice showing up with this Chariot here. So something is balanced out, and somebody is probably forgiven here, right? But this Justice comes from wisdom. It comes from wisdom. It may come from a wise decision in order to let something go or let something complete itself. So it could be physical, but it's definitely emotional and spiritual in this reading. Yeah, it is. Look at that. The Sun, Hermit, the Ten of Swords, the Chariot, Justice, and here's Judgment. So in this reading, there could be a divorce. There could. Justice and Judgment, right? That's what happens when you go to court. This could be the court of we have a judgment in court, and we have justice. They're supposed to be, right? But this can also be about in the court of in the spiritual court, right? In the court of in the court of like the real justice here, which is for our higher selves and our lower selves, rebirth and things like that. That is the justice that's going on here. And I feel like somebody probably, in a physical sense, somebody may really want forgiveness, right? Or they are physically, like actually forgiving themselves. So here's the Nine of Wands, and that was in the past, right? This is the Wounded Warrior. This is somebody who says, the Wounded Warrior usually has grown because he gets to the 9, but he's afraid. He's afraid because he's had past either judgment or, he's done things himself, and he has the bandage showing the suffering that he's gone through. But he's being resilient now, and he's got a lot of wisdom here. Because that's why he's being resilient. He's waiting for the 10. He's waiting for the completion. And this may be his wish. It could be, right? It's something that he really wants here, because there is a lot of beauty when we start the reading with the Sun. And so there's strength here. There's somebody's looking at something with clarity. So that brings them courage and strength and power. It really does. And interesting. And here we have the Knight of Swords. This is some type of action that is being taken in this reading. Yeah, it is. And it's showing up in the near future. And that may be now, because here's the overall energy. And below we see this card, the Knight of Swords. And so, we may have a Cancer here, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpios over here. And the Queen of Wands could be another fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sag. So the Queen of Wands is the concern. Somebody may really want your forgiveness, Sagittarius, or this is you forgiving yourself for doing something. I just kind of, I just let something go this morning. I thought that was kind of interesting. Where, I realized that I already had let it go. So it was kind of a realization on my part that, oh yeah, you already let that go, right? You're not looking at that in that way, right? It does for you, and it opens up other opportunities for you. Because when you are not forgiving, you're holding a grudge. You're holding yourself in a lower vibration, and then it's really difficult to attract things of a high nature or a high vibration, right? Relationships, good ones, or, you know, new friends or prosperity, things like that, right? So we have the Three of Swords reversed. Yeah, this is about forgiveness, totally, and definitely is. And so Ten of Wands showing up. This could be about a third party ending. Could be about somebody was in their lower self and they chose the wrong person. Yeah, I mean, that's deep, but it definitely could happen. And the Ten of Wands is in the environment with the Knight of Wands. And this is somebody was carrying a major burden about you, or you were carrying one about yourself. This can be taking action has been really hard for me because I was in a lower understanding of myself. It could be, or having courage. Remember, I said it's really hard to have courage, real courage, not based on false ego, like, hey, I'm all that and I can do this and I have the courage. No, not that. That's the false ego. I'm talking about real courage where you're trusting the divine and there's a deep understanding of yourself. And you are feeling good about it. And so this is moving forward, or having the courage, right? Which again is self-mastery. Here we have the Nine of Pentacles, the completion. This is a hope, and this is a desire, and this could be what somebody's doing. This could be, I am becoming so self-sufficient now. And the Nine of Pentacles is really, we can call this, you are in your higher self, because this is based on the Pentacles and values. It can be spiritual values. It could be, I value myself. It definitely can. And she definitely is valuing herself here. She's on her, you know, and this can be in a physical sense, a materialism sense. It could, materialistic. She's got a lot of money. But this is like, you know, I'm closing out a cycle here, and I am doing well with my own self-sufficiency and my own higher self, because the emotional freedom card, support, understanding, generosity, and forgiveness are here. In the potential outcome, Sagittarius shows the Six of Pentacles. It's showing up with this generosity card, right? And so this and they are the same. This is excuse me, this is the pentacle here, and here they are here. They call this the gems over here, and here is the pentacles or the gold coins. And this is, he's sharing as well. He's being generous. Somebody wants to open their heart in this reading. That's what it's about. And let's see what the angels have to say for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Get your psychic readings, Sagittarius. They're accurate. I'm a Silva grad. Yeah, and so, yeah, and I know this because I get feedback. Of course I always get feedback in the reading. I don't just go, hey, blah, 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 and nice to meet you, and, you know, hang up the phone. Oh, of course not. It's a very kind of, what do they call that when you're kind of interactive reading? We do them on the phone or a video call. Can be about you or anybody you are asking, needing to know about your own issues, or not even issues, concerns, life matters, life aspects. Let's see what we have from the angels. Show me what the angels have to say today for Sagittarius, please. What do the angels say? And we have don't stop. Okay, so somebody, we see in this reading that that's what somebody is, they're coming, or you're moving forward in your life with your courage. It's not, it's more self-understanding, emotional freedom, and your own support and understanding. Don't stop. If somebody's coming because they love you, because that definitely could be going on in this reading, because the mindset was judgment, like rebirth, right? And somebody may need your forgiveness. They could, right? And, you know, maybe you are forgiving, maybe both of you are forgiving each other and yourselves. Yeah, that's deep, right? I forgive you and you forgive me, but I need to forgive myself about maybe what I have done to you as well. It could have been misjudging somebody, and I feel like that has happened in this reading. So don't stop, and nothing's going to stop here. If somebody's coming for a relationship, then bam, they're coming. But this is about beauty and growth, and love or personal growth. This is, I feel like, the best reading that I've seen in so long. Yeah, and it did kind of bother somebody here with the Ten of Swords in the challenge. That is the only harsh card, and it shows up in the challenge, so we know that this is being overcome in this reading, whatever this Ten of Swords is representative or representing. Thanks so much, you guys. Please hit the little bell. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the little bell in order to receive my notifications. Oh, I beg your pardon. Thank you so much for joining me.